Hey, Maxwell, thanks for giving me a few minutes here. And by the way, I always, every time I get a chance to talk with you, you've always got this great piece of artwork behind you. And I got to ask, is there a story behind that piece of artwork? Because it's always behind you there. I love it. Tell me what that's about.
Okay, you're talking about my Egyptian painting. I just love Egyptian painting. I have actually, if you walk around my house, the toilet paper is Egyptian. So I
Ah,
just love art because art speaks a lot about creativity.
ah,
Yeah, I believe in people being creative.
love it. Okay. Well, I knew that there was a story behind it because you're a brilliant man and you don't do anything by accident. Everything has a purpose that I've found uh, just getting to know you and everything. So, um, just wanted to take a few minutes of your time. I know you're busy, and as we've got to know each other, before I go in and ask you some questions about the author process, tell me a little bit about your history. Because if I understand correctly, you work with a company here in stateside, but you're international. But you also, if you're either building a company or you started a company also in Nigeria. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
tell me a little bit about those.
Just a quick story about me. I used to have different jobs. I used to have 3 to 4 jobs, working from one job to another job, finish one job, go to another job, and that was what I used to do.
Hmm.
And when I actually moved from Nigeria to the U.S., what I dreamt about, or what I think it was going to be roses on the street. There was going to be gold on the street.
Right.
That wasn't the case. I actually stayed at home for 2 months with actually no job. And when I got a job, I was working 4 jobs, and it didn't cut it. Just put it to you that way.
Right.
It was what I felt was the American dream. That wasn't what I was visualizing. So I had to keep on moving and
Sure.
looking for something better. And that's how I came into the direct sales industry.
Got it.
And I found a way that I could personally develop myself, and I could do things like a rainmaker versus a grinder. So,
Right.
that skyrocketed me from one level to another level, not just income wise, but being as a person in terms of personal development.
Okay. So now tell me, I see what would you call the transformation that you've been going through in your life. Obviously, you didn't find, like you said, gold laying on the streets when you got here. You had to roll up your sleeves and do it, and you've done that. And so
Exactly.
now you've taken that direct sales model, and that is the business that you have launched in Nigeria as well.
That's correct.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
right. So I moved from, yeah, I've been with couple of companies as it in direct sales.
Hmm.
I've learned a lot from them. Then, one day I say, if they can do it, I can do it.
Sure.
So I decided, you know what, I'm going to open up my own company, which I'm currently this CEO and the president of that particular company that's doing absolutely fantastic change in lives in Africa.
Excellent. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. So, in the process of you, when we went through the application, the interview, I loved what you were about. I loved your mindset. We did the invitation. We brought you into the book. So tell me now, what is the process? How did it happen for you, and what kind of transformations have you seen as becoming an author right now in Success Unlimited?
It has been a complete transformation for me as a person, because my credibility just went off the roof.
Wow.
I can tell you that people started talking to me in a different way, in a different. I'm not saying they're being very respectful, but the way they approach me it's kind of different. It's like
Interesting.
an instant credibility.
Okay.
You know, just like Matt always say, an unfair advantage. You know, people tend to see me differently.
Right.
People treat me differently. They say, "Wow, you're an author. We didn't know that."
Right.
That alone just sets the pace for me to do whatever I'm doing, with my business or in terms of approaching people.
Right. And that was
So
one of the big advantages we talk about. The difference between a rainmaker and the grinders is the grindmakers are really ethical people that work hard and they sweat and they toil and they just don't make it's like they spin their wheels too much. And yet you see the other guys that are the Rainmakers, and everybody's looking at them going, why is that guy always at the top of the league, always at the top of the game? Why is that lady, always, regardless of the economy, she's always doing the top and the best? And it's that little ability of being able to own that first 7 or 8 seconds when you meet someone and you establish your level of authority, in this case, because you're an author.
Absolutely.
So now, I was very happy in the process of not only helping you become an author, but then as we were tracking you as you were basically launching, next thing you were best-selling author, and now you own the rank of #1 best-selling author. So what happened?
I'll say it was a dream come true. I always wanted to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know when. I didn't know how until you guys came across.
Right.
I don't know, the universe somehow just brought you my way.
Oh.
And it's just been an incredible, words cannot express it. I'll be insulting words to express the kind of feeling I have
Awesome.
in terms of the transformation. The one thing that really touched me about the whole author thing is even my mom, she's the very traditional person.
Sure.
It's pure African when you talk about African.
Okay.
And she called me. I didn't tell her about my book.
Okay.
I absolutely forgot because just business going on, this going on. I said, I'm going to get to it. But she went and visited my brother who has a copy of my book, and she saw the book at his place, and she called me immediately. And the first words that came out of her mouth is, I am so proud of you.
Wow.
I was like, what? She's like, I'm actually reading your book as I'm talking to you. That's
amazing.
So this is from my blood. No, not even talking about people who are not, family.
Sure.
So that alone made me happy because I know she's old. She's quite old. She's got a few more years to go on earth, but that put a smile in her face,
Amazing.
And I wanted her to leave here with something. And guess what she's going to do? Now she can call all her friends and she can brag about it.
Absolutely. And, that having mom's stamp of approval on all the hard work we do, that sometimes is the greatest trophy, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So #1 best-selling author. Now, from now on, when you're introduced on your business cards, on the bottom of your emails, that is something that you now carry with you for the rest of your life, for your career. I love being able to do this because I love seeing the process. I love seeing the smile, that you have because you've actually gone through the process. So when you started it and you went through and got us, the chapter, and then we went through all the other little stages along the way, you got us your picks, and then we started working with the creative team. And I remember along the way, as we brought the approval process back to you, you made some changes, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Right. So this is your book. This is how you, I remember there were a couple of them. You said, I like my picture there on that part of the authority site. I want this picture used on my profile for the back cover of my book, and all those changes, they all came around.
That's true. Absolutely true. And I think that's just a great idea. It's not like you're telling me what to do. You're giving me the opportunity to look at things and decide how I want to do it. So that's absolutely fantastic.
Exactly. So now I follow you on Facebook. And I see, you're constantly doing. You have this positive, magnificent, positive vibe that you're constantly giving out. But I saw something that you captured on there, and you took one of our social media posters that's designed to go on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and it looks like you were speaking at an event. It looks like it was a hotel or something like that, and it was huge. It was a blow-up size of one of the posters. So tell me how you did that and what gave you that idea, because I love your creativity.
Right. So after the book was launched, my friends decided to put a speaking event. So I said, okay, I'm not going to come just like that to that event. I'm going to bring a big poster that has the book and has all the image in it. So I actually made that, and I took it over there, put it over there, and there was some book signing. But I just had a good feeling about it, and people were taking pictures next to it.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
I think that's what I saw. I think I saw you on there shaking another man's hand.
Exactly. I was signing his book, and so it's a feeling that like I say, and I really do mean this, I will be insulting words to express it using words. It's a feeling that has no word in the dictionary for it. When
Awesome.
you just skyrocket from being a rocket to the orbit, it's a different feeling.
Awesome.
Absolutely different.
Well, I wanted to, respect your time. You're a super busy man. You're running so many businesses, but I also wanted to ask your permission while we're doing the interview because, there are a certain group of people that we really just like what you're doing and how you're doing. We love what your story was about. And so we want to be able to republish your story into the next book. And I wanted to know if that's okay with you if we actually do that. So we could get you some more exposure.
That's absolutely fantastic. That
Okay.
will be awesome. That will
Well,
be awesome. That
awesome.
would just be super awesome. In fact, you're making me smile now.
Right,
I'm
right.
really
Absolutely.
smiling now.
Absolutely.
That would be
Well,
super duper.
we are excited that you're part of our team, and like I said, it's a great thing. I of course love my job. It's hard sometimes because we're putting all the authors together, all the process and everything is it's almost a little nerve-wracking to an extent because going through the interviews, but then it's like what's the term, herding cats, because everybody's busy, right? Every
Right.
author has different types of businesses. Obviously you have your family life, your personal life, and so forth. And so as we're moving all these different pieces, then it just kinds of how do you want to say it? It's some days I actually walk away and my girlfriend, she actually like when I'm done and I close the laptop or whatever for the day, my mind is like numb because there's so many moving pieces and we're all making sure that we try to stay on the timeline. We move the information back and forth, getting your permission, getting the next piece, showing you how to open up your Amazon account, getting your tax information in there, obviously setting your own bank account information because you own it. It's yours now. You can set the passcode. You own the keys to this. So you
Right.
can, it's your website, all of your posters. We give you the count on Canva and all that kind of stuff. So we create all this really engine for you, but we do it for you because you're too busy running your businesses. So we create all this extra authority for you so that we're actually just showcasing what you already are. We're just helping you gain that signal that your message resonates because we've got you more exposure above the noise of everyone else.
That's so true. And just to add to what you say, and the way what you guys have done for me is just like, for example, let's use BMW for example. If
Mhm.
you want to make the 7 Series, you're going to need the tires, you're going to need the doors, you're going to need the parts, you're going to need the batteries. And guess what? You're going to have to put everything together correctly. But what you guys are doing is giving me something that's already made and is good to just take into the oven. So
Yep.
this is a fantastic opportunity. I really want to appreciate you guys. You guys are just awesome.
Well, I appreciate you as well, and thank you for giving us time to basically record this because we want to come back as we move along and see how this is continuing to help you move through your trajectory and getting you to that place that you're moving toward in orbit. So, man, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man.
Absolutely. Anytime. Anything for you, Steve.
Thank you, my friend. And we'll keep following you on Facebook too, because I love to see every day when I look in there, I see one of those great sayings that you have. And I always love them. A lot of time I'll do a snapshot of them or whatever, because they're really good. They really hit me here. So I appreciate you. Good focus, man.
Absolutely.
Have a good,
Anytime.
thank you.